Welcome to Conspiracy. I'm Sammy,
And I'm Taylor.
and we're here to unpack and analyze the world's best conspiracy theories. So buckle up and let's jump in.
You gonna do like an intro?
You ready?
Is that the intro? I'm ready, Sam.
Yeah.
The one thing we need to focus on this week to save me on editing is we're gonna have zero filler words. No okays, yeah, so
Wow.
wows.
Awesome.
I was editing last night for the Scranton Strangler one. The amount of times I had to cut out the word so, and I kept saying a saying.
Wow.
Not wow. Wow was like 3 weeks ago.
In my research.
Nope, I've gotten better with that one. There was one, I don't remember what it was, and I'm like, Taylor, I fucking hate you. Stop saying this.
That was good.
I'm leaving that in. Sicko. You just sniffed it too.
I sniffed my mic, so if it got caught in it.
Yeah, sure. You're sick.
All right, another Wednesday means another podcast drop. Welcome back and prepare for an interesting episode.
Interesting. Is this... Don't tell me right away. Is it something I know about?
I'm going to give you one clue, and it's going to give it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't give me a clue yet. So it's something I'm going to know, obviously.
Yes.
Is it super popular or common?
I guess depending on who you're talking to.
Okay. Okay, give me a clue.
You're going to get it.
Can you give me like a lesser clue?
No.
No. Nothing.
No. This topic?
One clue.
This
Okay.
topic is something our mother is obsessed with.
Oh my God. Amy Captain needs to be in this right now. Let me guess. Scientology?
Ding, ding, ding!
The obsession with this topic in this household, just on our mother's part, it's all the time.
I mean, there's 24/7 YouTube videos up about Scientology.
And we want to be very clear. My mother is not a Scientologist. She does not believe in it. I mean, she knows that it's like a thing and people are participating in it, but like she is not like I'm a Scientologist. She just can't get over that it's a cult.
Yeah.
And it is on YouTube, and who's the guy she always listens to?
Aaron.
Aaron. He is on our TV all the time. Then there's another guy that does like the Lifeboat podcast. Yeah, no, she has Scientology on all the time. Is obsessed with this.
It's Aaron Smith Levin. That's who it is.
Aaron Smith Levin, but he's known as Aaron.
Yeah, that's what he always. Aaron. Aaron is here.
I want to know how legality he was able to
It's a small enough snippet.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was an SNL skit that he snipped it from.
Yeah.
And it was the
substitute
teacher. Aaron. Do you mean Aaron?
No, I mean Aaron.
Some of the other ones like
Drake.
Yeah.
It's Drake.
Who is the one that goes, he said it wrong, and he goes, present, and he goes, thank you, and I'm like, he didn't even say present right.
Well, that was the point.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, no, there's an obsession. She doesn't like to admit to the obsession, and if you point it out, gets a little butthurt about the point out, but...
Well, and like what she's watching, it's called SPTV, so if you leave Scientology, they deem you like a suppressive person.
Yeah.
So that's what SP stands for, and then it's TV, so they just post a bunch of YouTube videos about it, but... That is like what she binge watches 24/7.
All the time.
Yeah.
If my mom had to give up and give a TED talk and they're like, you need to stand and talk for 12 hours about something, it'd be Scientology.
I think she could talk for a very long time about it.
She could sit there and be like, this is the head leader and this is the breakdown. And then she'd go into like the celebrities of Scientology and be like, Tom Cruise, John Travolta. It's sad that I know this. I shouldn't know this.
That's because we see a lot of it.
And then she could go into like the people that work nonstop and sleep on a mattress pad on the floor. And like oh my God, she could talk for hours. Mind you, then my favorite part is like I'll be laying upstairs. She'll like come upstairs and be like, guess what?
And I'll be like, no way. What happened in Scientology today?
I'm thinking like something massive on the news hit, or like maybe something happened at work that day. And she goes, David Miscavige, this happened. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Cool.
So we've just learned to go with it.
That's a part of our new daily life.
I can tell you right now, Aunt Nancy, the one, if for those of you that listen, our Aunt Nancy is very supportive of the podcast. Shout out to Aunt Nancy. I don't know if she's going to want to listen to this one because when she comes to visit, she goes,
Can we not watch Scientology, please?
All is Scientology. So Aunt Nancy, if you're listening, you might not love this episode, but we appreciate the support.
We, though, are not necessarily going to focus on the religion.
Okay, well, do we really even want to call it that?
Okay, well, technically it is a religion.
It's a cult, but
we are
okay.
going to not necessarily focus on the religion. We are going to focus on the leader of the religion.
Isn't that David Miscavige?
So David Miscavige is the leader.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look into his wife.
His wife's fucking dead. He murdered her.
His wife, Shelly, has been missing since 2007. So we're going to take
Has
a
it
peek.
been that
It's been that
long?
long. So we're going to take a peek into where she might be.
I knew she was missing. I didn't realize it had been since 2000. Dude.
2007.
That we're going on 20 years here in 4 years.
It's a long time.
Holy shit.
To start, let's jump into what Scientology is.
A cult.
Well, we're going to get into like the background of how it came to be. Scientology is a set of beliefs and practices that were originally invented by this guy named L. Ron Hubbard.
Okay, name's familiar.
Yep. Currently, the leader of this organization is David Miscavige, who took over after L. Ron Hubbard died.
Oh, so they've only had 2 leaders.
Well, L. Ron Hubbard was the dude that came up with it.
Yeah.
And then
died.
And then in that meantime, David Miscavige became the CEO and like leader of it.
Okay, so just a question, because I don't follow it closely enough to know their beliefs, if we even want to call them that. Is David Miscavige God in this religion?
No.
Oh, so there is like a different God.
Correct.
Okay, I didn't know if they
No,
like followed the cult leader.
He is like the guy.
He's the cult leader.
He's the guy leading everybody to this higher deity.
So he's like the priest.
Yes.
Or the Pope.
In a way, yeah. Because he gives like sermons where he is the guy up there speaking about the higher power.
Okay.
Okay? Many people would describe this organization as a cult, religion, or business. Those are usually the 4 words that are going to be used.
Business. I don't know
Yes.
if I would describe it as a business. I mean, I know there's a lot of money.
It's a business.
I
think it's more of a business than a religion.
It's a stealing from poor people.
The ideas that Hubbard created, it's called Dianetics, which he explained as being a form of therapy. The reason
Okay.
Hubbard started branding Scientology as a religion was because he was running out of money and funding. So by making it a religion, he would become exempt from taxes.
You gotta love when cult leaders are smart enough to do that.
I know.
Because there are a lot of religions just magically pop up, or these people that go, well, this is a church, so I don't have to pay taxes on this property. And I'm
Yep.
like, okay.
I know, that's the way to go.
Like, if it's an actual church, I get it. Like, okay. But then you just have this, like, random pop-up, what used to be maybe a house, that's now a church.
Yeah.
But all right.
No taxes for you.
Yeah, also, fun fact, totally random, and I think I've told you and Mom this. Did you know that if you bury, like, family members in your yard,
You can deem it a cemetery.
deem it a cemetery, you don't have to pay taxes? Granted, you have to go through a process.
And can you imagine trying to sell that? Yeah, we have 8 people buried in the side
I
yard.
got Peepaw and Mama in the backyard.
Peepat.
Okay, people call their grandparents weird ass shit. How about grandma and grandpa?
So they made it a religion so that would be exempt from taxes, which ultimately led them to becoming financially stable. Because
Makes
they
sense.
no longer really had to pay on taxes, and
Yeah.
taxes are expensive. Currently, there are around 40,000 practicing Scientologists worldwide, which, in my opinion, I didn't think was as many as I thought there was. I thought there was way more.
I feel
Because
like
Christianity is like millions.
oh yeah, but Christianity has been around a lot longer,
Correct.
and I feel like Christianity is practiced throughout the entire world. I know that Scientology goes, well, we practice throughout the entire world, but I don't feel like it has spread throughout the entire world like they kind of lead us to believe. I feel like it's
Yeah.
a very US based.
Oh, but they have like foundations all over the world.
I do know that, but I feel like the majority of their people are here
Yeah.
in the US,
Yeah.
which I'm like,
Well, that's because their biggest like headquarters are in the U.S. Within Scientology, one of the main beliefs is that of reincarnation, which I myself didn't really know.
that's like their main belief.
That's like one of their main beliefs is that you're reincarnated. But I guess
okay.
when the whole Danny Masterson case was going through,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, he'll just kill himself because he'll become a new person in the next life. I guess that is reincarnation.
It is. I think their reincarnation is like in person form.
Correct.
Because I know in a lot of other religions,
it's like
reincarnation.
you'll come back as something else.
Yeah, you could be. Maybe it is a person. Maybe it's an animal.
No,
like
in Scientology, it's like they'll come back as a person, but a different person that's going to practice Scientology in their next life.
yeah, I do remember Mom talking about that because there were certain celebrities that wholeheartedly think that they were Scientologists in their past life, and that's why
what
they're
made them
they're a
a
celebrity
celebrity
now.
Jinx.
When we talk like that together, it makes editing a fucking nightmare.
Oh, really?
I sit there, and there are so many times where I'm like, stop, we need to not talk at the same time.
At least you're
Because
saying the same thing.
It helps when we do that, but there are times where it's like we're having a conversation, and I'm talking, and then you'll jump in, or you're talking, and I jump in, and we're both talking at the same time about 2 different things, and I'm like, oh my God, no
What's
one
being said?
no one can understand what we're saying. And then I'm like, okay, I want to cut this part of the conversation out, but then the whole conversation makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Scientologists believe that over the course of one's lifetime, you're going to go through these traumatic events. What they are, they didn't really specify, but any form of traumatic event that you face in your lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
it creates in your subconscious mind these things called engrams, which are pictures in the unconscious mind that are stored in the area of the mind called by Scientology as the reactive mind.
All right.
And the only way that Scientologists believe that you're able to remove these engrams is to undergo an activity called auditing.
Like therapy.
That's kind of what they call it. So they're going through auditing, which is essentially therapy. This is where the money pit for participants within the church begins because each auditing session has a fee attached to it. Any guess on what the fee is?
So every time,
Every time they walk into the room
Yeah.
to go get a therapy session, which probably lasts about an hour, they are paying money.
Every time.
Every time.
Even once you're a part of this religion.
Correct. So you are joining the religion. In order to move up in the religion, you have to do these auditing sessions. Each
you
one
have
costing,
to.
Correct. Each one costing money. Any guess on how much they cost? Because I almost crapped myself when I was doing research.
Do you think if I walked in and said, "This is my insurance through school," they'd take it?
No, insurance don't exist in Scientology.
I'd like to say like max a couple $100.
Each auditing session is $800 an hour.
Oh my God.
$800 an hour. Who has that money?
That is like for all of America,
Like
a paycheck.
I said, I almost crapped myself when they said for 1 hour it was $800. I'll just go to real therapy and pay. It's covered by insurance.
How often do you have to do these?
Okay. The goal for people within the Church of Scientology is to move up the ranks and eventually become an auditor.
The therapist.
Correct. So
Okay.
the person leading these sessions.
Do we know like what is talked about? Do you talk about the trauma? Or do you just go in there and go, I want to be in Scientology?
From what I know, when you go in, based on what I've seen from mom watching millions of Scientology videos, if I remember correctly, I think they look like two doorknobs. So like they hold them and then they send like a radio wave or power wave through you, and then it goes on like a dial of like, are you being truthful or not, or something along those lines. For all you Scientologist people out there, I know I'm probably butchering this, but there's something along those lines where you hold two.
So is it like a lie detector test?
That's kind of what I deem it as. And then this auditor, I'm assuming, asks probing questions, and then you have to answer because you're trying to get rid of these engrams, these unconscious mind traumatic thoughts.
We need to do a podcast with AA, Ron. And we just need to ask all these questions because
we
now
are lost.
Explain in depth because good Lord. So they have to go in and do these like therapy sessions.
Correct. And they are trying to become an auditor. So they're trying to be the person doing these and making people go through auditing sessions.
Do we know how many it takes to get to
We'll
that
get there.
level? Okay.
Okay, so they'll eventually become an auditor who the church defines as a person who is free of engrams or traumatic images in the unconscious mind. In order to get to the auditing status, it usually takes a person several years.
Oh my God.
And thousands of dollars.
Oh my God.
Several years.
My thing is, okay, how often are they doing this every week?
Probably. I would say it's
God.
probably like at least once a week.
My thing is, okay, if you're going once a week,
my paycheck would not cover that.
That's $3,200 a month. People don't make that.
Yeah. That's why famous people are a part of it.
You would have to be famous to, but my thing is
that, or they just make them go severely in debt. But I can't imagine. Do you take a loan out? I don't know.
The thing I struggle with this, and I think it's because I look at it from a
realistic point of view.
A realistic, but like the science side of it and the psychology side of it. Like you can work through your trauma and you can cope with your trauma, but your trauma's like forever going to be in your head. Like, like that event happened. I don't like how when you phrase it as like, you're healed, you're good. Like, yes, you cope with it and you learn how to live with it, but like it's still there. And I don't like how it's like it disappears and now you can be an auditor.
Yeah.
That's not how the brain doesn't work that way.
That's not how it works.
The brain is it globs on. And like I said, when you go to therapy, you work through it and you get tools and strategies to cope and live.
They just zap it out of you.
But apparently you just take a lie detector test and your trauma is gone.
Yay! Gosh, all these Scientologists out there are going to come for us.
Oh my God. Do you see who's...
Oh, we're going to get into it.
Leah Remini?
We're going to get into it.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
They followed her. Oh my God, what did they start following us? Oh. Do they take pictures like paparazzi?
God, Taylor, we look horrible in public. We
Am
don't want
I
pictures.
gonna be on the cover of People?
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Someone thinks awfully highly of
I'm
herself.
gonna have to like start putting effort in when I leave the house.
So after a person reaches this auditing or what they call the clear state, they will begin working through what they call the operating Teton levels, or they're called OT levels.
They have a lot of vocab. I think they're just making up themselves.
Well, that's kind of what any religion is. You kind of make things. Well, I don't want to say make things up because they're belief systems, but
Teton levels.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
We
Teton.
We'll ask
Teton?
Aaron when we get Aaron on a podcast.
Yeah. Overall, this is an extremely expensive process, and I got
Okay.
the breakdowns for you.
Oh, good Lord.
The estimate is that to get to the auditing or the clear state, so just going through your auditing sessions,
Mm-hmm.
on average, it costs a person $128,000
Oh my God.
just to get to the clear state to become an auditor.
No one has that money anymore.
$128,000.
Middle class people don't even have that money anymore.
And then it's going to take you another $33,000 to reach the OT level 3.
Oh my God.
And then it's going to cost you an additional $100,000 to $130,000 to reach OT 8, which is a very few people have reached OT 8, but that's the highest level of OT you can get to.
Okay, my question is, because I know that when people join Scientology, oftentimes they want you like working on the base. Like you're working for us. How they don't pay you shit when you live there.
Yeah, you're paid dirt.
How do you
I don't
pay
even,
for
they're probably,
auditing?
like not even. I have no clue.
Because of it,
Through service, I don't know.
you probably have to do the auditing in order to stay there. And I'm like, okay, if I'm working for you for $3 an hour,
I know it's basically slave labor what they're doing.
you essentially have to come into this wealthy. Because if you start working for them, you're never going to make enough money to pay for the freaking
Why do you
auditing.
think they've like trapped all these famous people in there, and they probably have dirt on them, so they're never gonna leave?
Oh, 100%. Because they're...
Because I think Tom Cruise wants to get the hell out,
I
but he's
think-
probably trapped because they got dirt from all of his auditing sessions.
That's the hard part I have is I fell down that rabbit hole of
Bro,
conspiracy.
I'd want to get the hell out.
There have been numerous times, like when you go back and watch videos and like some interviews he has given, there have been numerous times that it looked like he was asking for help. Like he wanted to get out. But I think at this point he's stuck.
Yeah.
Which is just sad. Like that now he's gonna
You're trapped.
He's gonna die in this.
All right. So once a person reaches the OT levels, so
This is past auditing.
This is, I think, a part of the auditing.
Okay.
So they got through the auditing and they're in the clear state, so now they're the auditor.
They're in the clear state because their mind is clear of trauma.
Correct. You're exactly with it. So this person has reached the OT levels. They've given hundreds of thousands of dollars to Scientology, and they are granted access to some of Scientology's most sacred texts. However,
Is this the books they have to buy?
yeah.
Ugh.
However, in recent years, the texts have been leaked on sites such as WikiLeaks. Most of the texts dive into astrological and alien extraterrestrial cultures that help to build the religion Hubbard created.
These people that leave Scientology, do they get to take these books with them? If you bought them,
I think some of them, like,
I would love to read
because
these.
people in Scientology, usually if they want to leave, like, they have to, like, sneak out. So
Yeah.
I think they're really just taking the bare minimum. I don't
Damn.
think most of them bring them out. But, I mean, they're on WikiLeaks. Like, you can go read them if you
I'm
want.
just curious to see what this founder put in these texts.
It sounds like, I don't want to say, like, an alien created this, but, like, you're kind of worshiping, like, an extraterrestrial being.
Okay.
Is kind of the vibe I got when I was
like
looking through
a
stuff.
big green alien descended to Earth and
Yeah, with a couple antennas. And then he beams like and they just all follow the
hail the alien.
yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay. I need
Scientology
to
in a nutshell.
I need to
Alien
go on
worshippers.
and read these at some
Yeah.
point. I'm just interested.
They're probably like, this is so not it.
David Miscavige is gonna come for me and be like, "Excuse me,
David Miscavige isn't hiding. 'Cause
it is
he's
a
in,
gray alien. It's not green."
he's in hella trouble. All in all, the Church of Scientology has been described by government investigations, several superior court judgments, and scholars as a manipulative, profit-making business, and in some cases even a cult. Which I would agree with.
I would have to agree.
The main headquarters for Scientology is in Clearwater, Florida, which has since the arrival of Scientology, in a way, become a ghost town because people fear getting involved or even living in the area of Scientology because it's known to stalk and harass people for various reasons.
Oh yeah, Mom
Like,
talks
they're
about that all the
insane.
time.
That's kind of the main. I don't want to say that's what all they talk about on SPTV, but they focus on that because they are crazy.
I didn't realize. I thought the hub for Scientology was California. I didn't know the main hub was Florida.
No, main hub is Clearwater. There's a pretty big hub out in California, but the main hub is in Clearwater.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I always thought it was California because when I go on TikTok, and I haven't seen it in a while, but I always see like people going TikTok live where they're like outside these big Scientology buildings going,
And they're
"Don't
huge.
go in."
The buildings are huge.
They don't even look like a church. They are a massive like
It looks like
warehouse.
a hotel, man.
It is huge. Yeah, it does not look like a church in any way. They are very large buildings.
Well, these are some of the issues surrounding the teachings of the church. We now want to focus our attention on the current leadership of the church, David Miscavige. The question we're trying to answer is what happened to his wife, Shelly Miscavige. The couple got married in December 1982 at a young age of 22 and 21, so they were really young when they got married.
Okay.
Since they got married, they both began rising in the Scientology ranks, which ultimately led to David becoming the leader of the religion.
Okay.
Most people in the religion deem Shelly as like the first lady of Scientology, like she's the main lady there.
So like the wife of the president.
Correct.
Okay.
Like because he is essentially the president of Scientology.
Gotcha.
Shelly was a member of the Sea organization, which is basically an elite group that requires members to commit 1 billion years of service because, reincarnation is the big belief of Scientology that it's part of the reason that they have to make the contractual obligation so long. Because every life you should be committing yourself to the Church of Scientology.
They literally are like, you're going to donate 1 billion
They
years.
sign a contract that says you are committing 1 billion years of service to Scientology.
What's the punishment if you break the contract?
I don't know. Death. You don't get to be reincarnated. I don't know.
Okay.
However, in 2006, the church attempted a reorganization project that did not work in the way they were hoping so at the time, and that was when she disappeared from public life and has not been seen since.
That's just freaky to me.
Cray cray. I mean, that's 17 years of time.
That's
a long time.
With Mom watching this, I knew that she's been missing.
But you don't realize how long.
No, a couple of years. I thought 3-4 years max.
No, 17.
That's insane. And mind you, missing, she's dead. I've always believed ever since Mom started watching these things, I always thought she was dead, but I'm like, and the thing is, if she's not dead, I can only imagine the hell she's living in. It's just got to be horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's probably locked away somewhere very small, very dark, and in a basement. Yeah. It's just sad.
Yeah. David Miscavige, we'll get into, is kind of a sick man.
And the thing is, with all the information Mom has given me, I truly don't know that much about this man.
That's because he is like kept under wraps.
Really?
Like he has not been seen in a while. But that's because he's hiding because he's got like so many.
So is he not giving these sermons?
Well, he might be, but it's in the pits of hell.
Oh, so like it's a video broadcast.
No, like he's giving these, but like he's in the pits of hell, which are the Scientology buildings that normal people can't get access to. Like we couldn't just go walk into a Scientology building, I don't believe.
Really? I guess I just thought
if you do, they're gonna bolt you into a damn cell and you're gonna be trapped for life.
Oh, that is like a fear
You've now committed 1 billion years of service.
Literally, when Mom was telling me that Scientology's in Florida, I'm like, do I really want to take this Disney trip this summer?
I'll go.
Are they gonna come and get me?
We won't be by Clearwater.
Thank God.
Many members of the church have been asked about Shelly Miscavige's whereabouts, and everyone seems pretty tight-lipped about the situation. The church has hinted that the leaders of the church have been threatened with death threats, so that is why they are hidden away for their own safety.
Oh, good Lord.
You don't want to die.
Oh my God. My thing is, do you think the higher-ups know what's going on? Or do you think David Miscavige is the only one?
I think David Miscavige is the only one.
So, like, there's, like, maybe rumors, but, like, he's probably the only one that knows if she's dead or alive.
That or, like, if he killed her, he killed the people that helped him kill her.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Because he needs to cover his own ass because someone might snitch and he ain't gonna have that as an option.
I can't imagine being someone that kills another person just from the standpoint of the guilt I would feel and the fact that I would be admitting 10 minutes later. I did it, guys.
Oh, I would be a Volt.
I don't think I could. I think I would freaking crack.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe if I was him and the power that he has, yeah, you would have to be a Volt.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess in his stature of power, you would have to be a Volt. You can't risk that slipping. Because at that point, then when the government does come for you, I don't think, because there's like the law of sanctuary that if you're in a church, they can't take you. But I think if they know he was a murderer, that law's gone. Like, they can warrant for arrest. They can come in and drag your ass out.
Yeah. I mean, he has, like, many warrants out for him. And, like, he's been served papers many times. And then the people that go to serve the papers, like, go to the doors. And they're like, he's not here. And they're like, well, he's been served.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know all the rules and regulations of serving. I know that they try to put it in the hands of the actual person.
Yeah.
My thing is, at what point do we go, you've been served how many freaking times?
Like, we're coming in with the SWAT team.
Like, you just don't get a choice anymore. You get in the way.
The shit they would find, I can just imagine.
Like, I don't know why we're dragging our feet on this. I don't know if it's because it's...
Well, that's because the cops over there are in on it.
Oh,
they are
100%.
paid off 100%
They
by
would have to be.
Scientology.
But my thing is, bring in the FBI. Like, bring in someone above those local cops. Because it needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, it's a shit show over there. I wouldn't want to be there.
Do you know...
I think that's California.
Is it more of a shit show out there?
I think that's where a lot of the shit show's happening, because I think that's where David Miscavige is now, is he's out in California.
Joke's on us. He's probably, like, freaking down in the Amazon rainforest.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's, like, hiding out,
getting the hell out, because he knows what's coming for him.
In that case, private island. Never seen me again.
I'd be out of here.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah, not risking it. Take your dead body of your wife.
Throw it out the airplane.
Gone. Shark food.
Exactly. Into the ocean she goes.
Ugh.
So now's the time to actually jump in and figure out some theories about where Shelly might be.
Oh, okay. Is there a lot of theories?
I think I have 3.
More than I dead. That's my theory.
All right. The first theory is that Shelly is being held in a private bunker room in a fenced-off compound near Twin Peaks, California, which is about 40 minutes from San Bernardino.
Oh my God. At that point, I'd rather be dead.
Yeah.
If you don't want to murder me, let me kill myself, because I don't want to have to live the rest of my life in
a
a bunker.
No.
I'm sorry. A bunker is underground. You're never seeing sunlight. And
Probably
you're
never communicating with people.
No. Because I can't imagine that people are coming down to chat with her. You know, David Miscavige isn't coming home for dinner every night.
Yeah.
It's probably on a daily basis someone drops food off and leaves.
That, or like she gets a Tupperware of food a week.
And I just sit there and I'm like, this poor woman. And you know that she's not being treated well. She's probably not sitting down there with cable television and Wi-Fi.
Oh, God, no, that'd be too much power.
Yeah, it's going to be...
People within Scientology don't even get full access. You think she's going to get it?
Hopefully she just has a flushable toilet and a shower. If I can pray for one thing for her.
I'd try and drown myself. That's what I would do.
Me too, honey, if I'm in a bunker, but guess what?
All right, this theory is actually fueled by the fact that the church has many areas of its compound that are surrounded by spiked fences, motion detectors, satellite dishes, infrared spotlights, and razor wires. Do understand that an organization would want to keep their land and buildings protected from outsiders, yet the amount of precautions that they have in place, I think it's more to keep people out, or I think it's not to keep people out. I'm thinking it's more to keep people trapped within their walls.
I would assume because, I'm sorry, who's trying to break into Scientology?
I don't want to break in there.
So it's probably for the people that try to leave.
Half their places are going bankrupt, so it's not like there's going to be any money in there.
Yeah, no, they're trying to keep people in, which is even scarier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Aaron Smith-Levin is a SPTV YouTuber, which we've been talking about every once in a while on here already. SP stands for suppressive person, which is what I said earlier, which the Church of Scientology deems a person that is a threat to the church. These are people that the church tends to stalk and harass on a daily basis because they are such a threat to outing how corrupt the church really is. Anyways, the reason I brought up Aaron Smith-Levin is because on his YouTube channel, he has conversations and interviews with Scientologists that have escaped the religion, because escape is really what they're doing. They are not able to just leave voluntarily. They physically have to escape.
Well, it was like, who was Tom Cruise's wife? Katie Holmes. She had to escape that marriage. But then again, I think part of it was Scientology was watching her, because I think she heard shit.
Oh, I'm sure. And they were like, we got to keep her under wraps.
Yeah. And I think part of me honestly thinks that there was fear that Tom was going to leave Scientology with Katie to get out. And I don't think that happened. Well, obviously it didn't happen. And Katie was able, she had to call her parents in the middle of the night to have them like come in and get her. And her and Suri got out. And I can't imagine being a part.
He has no contact with them.
No.
He has no contact with his daughter, because once you leave the church and you are deemed a suppressive person, the people that are still in Scientology can no longer talk to any family members, any friends. They are deemed suppressive people. You should not communicate with them because they will corrupt you and make you want to leave.
Well, it's essentially like exile.
Yeah.
They no longer exist to you.
Yeah, they're
which
dead.
is so sad.
Especially because that's your kid.
Mm-hmm.
How do you just cut off ties to your kid?
And I'd like to think that in Tom's head, he's going, God, I miss my daughter.
But I don't know.
But there's
it's been how many years now?
I know. Suri's a grown-ass adult. She's like a high-up teenager. I think like 16, 17.
And they left when she was little.
Very little. So like
she
doesn't
even know him.
She doesn't even know him at this point.
Like he's basically just,
which is sad.
A stranger.
It's so sad. These people that just can cut that tie. But then again, is Tom just that brainwashed? Is he that
I think
brainwashed?
it might be a mixture of both.
Is he hurting on the inside? Like, I've lost my daughter. Because I truly think Katie Holmes was the love of his life.
You think so?
Yeah. I think
Is he married now?
No. I believe he's with someone. But when you look back at all his wives, I mean, Nicole Kidman, there was another wife, I can't remember her name before her, and then just some of the other girlfriends he's had throughout life, he never looked at them the way he looked at Katie Holmes. I truly believe that was the love of his life and the one that got away.
That's too bad then.
Ran away. But part of me is like, okay, does he sit there and go, I miss them so much? Or is he just like, screw them, they left me, they don't believe in what I believe in?
I'm sure he probably has phases of both.
Yeah, I don't know if it's brainwashing, and my thing is, if it is brainwashing, does he just like wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweat going, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
If it's a mixture of both, he's probably like having panic attacks.
With him being a famous person, he at least has some freedom.
Yeah.
To be able to kind of leave the compound
and go about their business.
If you're not famous and you are physically working on the compound, you are trapped.
Well, yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, John Travolta.
I mean, you eat, sleep, live, work all in the same building.
That's why they have the razor fences.
You never see the light of day.
And my question is, jumping back to the precautions to keep people in, if this is a religion, we wouldn't have that. I've never seen another church with anything like that. Not a mosque, a church, like whatever,
anything.
Your temple, whatever you practice.
Most of them are pretty open, welcoming.
They want you to come. They look sunny and bright and happy. No, and like I said, no matter the religion.
No, but we have bunkers.
If I'm walking up and I see like military grade equipment outside,
I'm gonna be a little concerned, and I'm gonna say, you know what? That's probably not a place for me.
Yeah, like what are we trying to keep out, or what are we trying to keep in?
It's not looking welcoming.
I don't think I want to walk through the razor blade fences. Like that's gonna deter me a bit.
It would deter me for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe turn around and
that's a pass
and sprint away. It's not gonna.
Don't run; it'll draw suspicion and they'll chase you.
Speed walk.
There you go.
Moving the arms. Let's go.
I mean, when Aaron was talking to, I don't know if he had a physical interview with this person or if he was just telling a story about it, but there was one girl that had to sneak out in the trunk of a car in order to get out. And like the person, it was like a normal civilian. I don't want to say it was a UPS driver, but it was somebody that was like making a delivery.
Okay.
And she somehow got in the trunk of this person's car and they drove for like multiple hours when she was in the trunk. And then they got to their house. And they were getting out in their, they were physically in their garage, and they opened their trunk to get something, and there was her in the trunk, and she's like, I don't want to scare you, but like, I escaped Scientology.
Oh my God.
I just need and they don't know anybody on the outside unless they have family members that have already escaped. So who do you communicate with?
Yeah. What do you do?
Where do you go?
And I'm sorry, when you're on the inside, you don't have friends on the outside?
You're so sheltered.
I didn't even think about. I think escaping. That's probably why it's so easy just to stay.
Because you get out. Okay, now what? Do you
I
go
didn't
to a
even think about
hotel?
that.
You don't have any money because they've drained you dry. Do you?
That's when you
go to like a day-by-day warming shelter. Do you go to like a house for women? But my thing is, they probably don't even know those things exist because they're so sheltered in there.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Because
aspect.
Everybody that comes out of Scientology and goes on these SPTV YouTube channels that I've watched.
Yeah.
The thing they say the most is like in Scientology, they make it seem like the outside world hates you and it's horrible and everybody's working against you. And the thing they say when they come out is like the outside world is not what they perceive it to be when they're inside. Like they make it look so much worse. And then you get out and they go, people are nice.
Yeah.
People care about other people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously there's the anomalies where people are just jerks, but
yeah,
like people care about one another and we aren't out to hurt every person we see. And I think that's what Scientology
terrible.
Pounds into your head of everybody hates you. That's why you have to stay in here because everybody out there has intrusive thoughts and they're horrible and
It's not that we hate them. We feel terrible that they're stuck in this situation. And if we want to hate someone, we're hating the higher ups that are brainwashing. You're brainwashing these people and pounding it into their head that the world is a bad place. And don't get me wrong, there are bad parts of the world, of course. Bad things happen, but we don't hate you and if we will get you out in any way we can. I'll deliver mail and you can hide in my trunk.
I don't know if I want to deliver mail in there. I'd be afraid they'd trap me.
Yeah. And mind you, like I said, she's like, please don't be scared. I would have been like, ah!
Who are you?
Get out of my car!
How'd you get in there?
Yeah, that's my thing.
And then, as she's getting out of the trunk, they had been driving for 2 hours. So she's like, oh my God, you were in my trunk for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
out. I would be panicking. And mind you, they search the vehicles before you leave the compound.
How
The
did they
fact
get
that they
out?
didn't open the trunk shocks me.
So she was blessed.
Yes.
She was blessed that day.
Yes.
They have evidence. It's on camera
Yeah,
somewhere.
they know this person's out.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, they're gonna go, this was the license plate, this is where this person lives, she escaped with them, she probably went to their house, or they dropped her off, and they probably know exactly the radius of where she could be.
But I guess if she's not a high enough person up, they probably don't care.
But my thing is, I'd be fearful that they'd send someone to try to get me.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm sure that you were paranoid for a while.
I would be like, can you call the police? I need to be put in hiding for like a couple months.
Yeah.
They need to just think that I'm dead. Because that is terrifying.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't do it.
So the reason I think that Shelly might be in a bunker is because of situations like this. I mean, I think that they might be just trapping her in there and just trying to keep her in the walls without having any of the followers know where she is.
Are they just fearful that she would talk?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is like, maybe she pissed off, or David, what is it, David Miscavige?
David Miscavige.
Maybe David just pissed her off and she was like, you know what, David? I'm sick of your shit. I'm done cleaning up your dirty underwear and I'm going to tell the world about the shit you do.
Oh, it's more.
Oh, great. So it's more than dirty underwear?
Way
You're
more.
not doing your dishes? You don't put the toilet seat down? I'm sick of pulling your pubic hair out of the shower drain.
Sick.
Yeah.
The second theory we're going to investigate is that David Miscavige had his wife, Shelly, killed to protect his own reputation.
And my thing is, I think I almost believe that more from the standpoint of, I don't think he wants to do his own dirty work.
That he had somebody kill her?
Yeah, like, he didn't put the bullet in the head so that way when he's put on the stand.
I didn't do it.
I didn't kill her. But my thing is, okay, he must have had a lot of good blackmail on the people he had kill him to be like, you fucking talk, I'm spreading all of this.
Auditing sessions. Maybe Tom Cruise killed her.
I hope not.
I highly doubt it.
I really hope not.
I highly doubt it. But
Tom, don't. We'll get you out. Blink twice in your next TV interview and we will get you out.
He'll be like,
You
didn't watch my interview. I blinked 18 times.
Here's the thing. Top Gun 3. Me and you, we're going to get him out. We'll like go in those really cool planes and be like, Tom, we're coming for you. And we'll like.
Do you still enjoy Scientology? Cough if you need help.
Cough. Blink 3 times. I want you to have 3 sneezes consecutively in an interview.
3 sneezes is
and
hard.
We're getting in the Blackhawks and we're coming in for you, Tom. We'll save you.
We can't fly planes, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get you out. Can't fly a plane yet. Eventually. We'll get there. Mission Impossible. I will ride a motorcycle off a cliff and paraglide. What is that?
You hate heights.
Okay,
You're not going to paraglide no motorcycle.
You're not getting the reference. In Mission Impossible, he literally rode a motorcycle.
I've literally never seen a Mission Impossible.
Off a freaking cliff. And then what's the bodysuit where you fly?
I don't know.
Literally, like, he stuck his arms out and,
I know which one you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called.
Glided like a flying squirrel. I will ride a motorcycle off a cliff and glide like a flying squirrel, Tom, and I will rescue you.
Base jumping?
Base jumping. I think that's what it is.
But I don't know what the suit's called.
I don't care what it's called. I will flying squirrel save you, Tom. We will get you out of Scientology. And then we will reunite you with Katie Holmes, the love of your life.
I think Katie Holmes is past that.
I think it might take a lot of therapy for you and Surrey. And that we might not be able to recover that.
I think we're past it. I don't think any amount of saving will happen there.
You know what? At this point, we'll just save Tom. Tom, we're getting you out.
Tom, I think you should just stick out the rest of your life in there.
Next time you're in an interview, achoo, 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 we're coming. Fire up the Blackhawks.
All right. So another person that is relatively famous is Leah Remini.
I think she had her own Scientology TV show.
She did, but it didn't get renewed. But that's because of all the shit that Scientology stirs up.
I think she had like 2 seasons, and then they were like, you're done.
Yeah, she had 2 seasons. For a portion of her life, she was an active member of the religion of Scientology. She herself also escaped from the church and is now someone who speaks out against them and is technically deemed a suppressive person.
Okay.
When she was talking out, she kind of focused on like the abuse and the mob-style tactics that the church tends to take with people.
All right.
If a person in the church does not do as they are told, or they share that they are thinking about leaving the church, they will be thrown into a place that the church calls the hole, which is essentially a torturing chamber.
I would just, every time I walk in the hallways, I'd be like, gosh, I love it here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to an auditing session.
I would like be skipping down the halls all day long.
I would like be carrying $800 bills, skipping, going, don't worry, I have my money to pay today.
Oh
I would always be smiling. high-fiving people as I pass them in the hallway.
I don't think people are that friendly in Scientology.
I'd play it up because I don't want to go in the hole.
Yeah.
High five, smile. Did you get your piece of moldy bread today? Because I did.
I don't know if they're giving moldy bread, but
either way, I'm making the best of this situation.
Anyways, while a person is in the hole, people can expect any of the following to happen to them. They get disturbing.
Any of the following?
Any of the following.
This is a laundry list.
Starvation. Being exposed to no light, no water, beatings, and lots more. Those were just the few I was going to list.
I can tell you that if you are beating the shit out of me, I want to leave more.
Oh, yeah.
I could probably do...
But I think they think that they are...
Gonna beat the religion into me?
That or like beating the suppressive thoughts out of you. I don't know.
It's like people that beat people with a Bible. Honey, that's not gonna make them believe in religion. Have you seen that in movies and TV?
That or like...
You will believe in God! And I'm like, don't beat them with the Bible. Do I need to cut that out?
No.
Okay. But no, I could probably handle the no sunlight for like a week if I had to.
Oh, it'd be tough.
It would be tough,
like
but
in a pitch black room, no way.
If I had to pick something...
Oh, yeah, I'd take the pitch blackness over the beatings.
Beatings, starving. I love to drink water. Well,
especially like investigation or a torturing tactic is like you bring in like a super small cup of water so they just like get a little bit without quenching it.
That's just an asshole move. I'd rather you starve me for a week. I could go a week with no food. Don't take away liquids. For me, I want water. I love Scientology. I have my $800.
Yeah. That would be me.
You play it up. I ain't fucking telling no one that I want to leave.
Yep.
And then when the UPS driver comes, I'm boxing myself up and shipping myself out.
To anywhere.
Anywhere.
Not only is David Miscavige known for rather brutal tactics, but he's also had a multitude of other corrupt and just plain disgusting behaviors happening right under his nose as the leader of the religion.
All right.
Within the confines of the church, there are many sexual abuse situations that are happening that he is well aware of.
No.
The most public sexual assault allegations are against Danny Masterson, who he is the guy who played Steven in That 70s show. Danny was charged and found guilty of assaulting several women while part of the Church of Scientology, and David Miscavige was aware of his behavior, yet chose not to address it.
The thing I have a really hard time with here, and this is such a touchy subject, so I want to be very careful with how I choose my words. I know back when this whole thing with Danny happened, Tinder wasn't around, but you can walk into any bar or
and you can
club.
Find anybody that was willing to have sex with you.
Why did you have to drug someone to have sex with you? There are enough willing participants that you did not need to drug and rape someone.
Correct.
Not necessary. And nowadays, it's so much easier because you can literally download it on your phone and be like, who wants to have sex with me? And hook up like that.
Yeah.
Back then, I know it was different, but literally, like I said.
But, like, find a willing participant.
A club.
Don't force it on somebody.
And he was famous. So there would have been enough women that have been like,
oh, yeah,
I'll have sex with you.
They would have been all over it.
Like, to drug someone and then rape them, you could have easily found a willing participant, but you chose not to do that.
Yeah.
You chose evil.
My reason for telling you this is because there are tons of corrupt things occurring within the walls of the church. That he's allowing to happen, and if Shelly were to escape and share all the wrongdoings of the church, it would easily lead to David Miscavige's demise as the leader of Scientology. Or it could potentially even lead to the demise of the whole religion.
He's a coward of a man, because if he wasn't a coward...
Yeah, he's hiding.
Yeah, you wouldn't be hiding if you weren't a coward. He would just kill himself.
Yeah.
He would not... I don't even think he would attempt to hide, because at this point, they're going to search the ends of the earth until they find you. He would just kill himself. He's not going to face these charges and do these things.
No. He's going to... I personally think he's going to hide the rest of his life. I don't think he's going to kill himself because he thinks too highly of himself.
Oh, no. I'm saying I think he would kill himself if Shelly got out and spoke. And then it would be a manhunt for him. I think that's when he would kill himself. Because I think he'd be like, holy shit, they're coming for me.
Yeah.
And not that they're not coming for him now, but I feel like right now, it's not a manhunt. No. It's just kind of like, we've served you. Like, this is getting more serious. And I'm like...
But then let's do something. There's no follow through to any of their actions.
It's like yelling at your kid and going, "You're grounded from your TV," and then the next day they're watching it.
And then the next day it's like, "Here's your phone back."
Like, as much as I'd like to think that something is going to happen with this whole case and all the investigation that's going on, there's no follow through. Yeah. We're not doing anything.
So yeah, that is theory number 2, that we think David had his wife killed to protect his own reputation.
I 100% could see that.
Yep,
because he doesn't want her talking.
And then the last theory is pretty short. We're going to look into to see, like, is Shelly still really working for the church alongside her husband David, just in secret from the public?
I'd like to think no, because I would like to think that she goes, this is batshit crazy.
But, I mean, they rose to power together. So they obviously both rose up through the religion and
Yeah.
got to a high enough level where they were deemed like leadership.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's obviously just as corrupt as he is.
Yeah.
He obviously is a little bit more now because he's like the leader and kind of psychotic, but
Power goes to your head.
yep. But, I mean, I think it's possible that Shelly could still be working for the church in private, becoming her most actualized self, working towards 100% clear.
I just feel like David Miscavige is very vain, and even if she is like standing by his side and doing it with him, I feel like he wants to do it on his own and doesn't want someone by his side, which makes me believe theory 1 or 2.
And then the only thing that makes this theory fall a little short for me is that there are very few people inside the church or even outside the church that have seen Shelly since her 2006 disappearance. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I feel like somebody would have seen a glimpse of her every once in a while.
Somewhere.
If she was still there and, like, actively working with him.
And the thing is, you would want people to be like, yeah, we've seen Shelly.
That are like, oh, like, David came and got an extra dish of food from the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like,
he was taking her lunch.
Yeah.
Because he loves her. Yeah, no, I hope for her sake she's dead. Because if she is alive and living in a bunker, I think she is in her worst kind of
she's
hell.
in hell.
And I hope for her sake that she is dead, because I think that'd be an easier way out.
It's an easier out.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a part of this. I'm sorry, a part of this cult. It is a cult.
Mm-hmm.
You can deem it as a religion all you want, but this is, you're trapping people inside and you're brainwashing them to think that everything outside is horrible.
You're trapping people out, Taylor. You don't want them to come and steal what Scientology has. That's why they have those protective measures.
Yet they're like,
have you learned nothing from
join.
what I've presented to you?
I've just learned that
if you can't sense the sarcasm, it's there.
I just can't imagine. It's not something. Top 10 fears, being somehow brought into Scientology.
And being trapped for life, because that's what you are. You're trapped.
I don't want to be trapped for life. And like I said, they stalk. Obsessively stalk.
Yeah, if you wrong the church, they're after you.
It's like
all of these famous people that have left, I don't even want to say famous, because these YouTubers that I see are not necessarily famous. I mean, they are now because they have such a following. But when they first started, they were just speaking out about the church, and now like they have a huge following because so many people are so interested with it.
And my favorite part is, I remember when Mom started listening to AA Ron, and I don't remember why. I think I was Googling him for some reason, because when I first started watching him with Mom, I'm like, oh, he's kind of cute. Found out, like, has children and a family and all that, but I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And I remember Googling him.
He's old.
He is older, but age is but a number. But I digress. Scientology goes out of their way to make a website on everyone that leaves about all the horrible, and like makes up lies.
Ron, Scientology's horrible.
Yeah, Ron's a killer. He's done, and like they make up all these false accusations, and they make a website dedicated to each person that leaves.
Smart.
Because I was sitting there, I think I was trying to find like his Instagram, and I didn't know his handle, and so I typed in his full name, and Instagram did pop up, but literally
they pay for it to be the first spot.
That's what I was just about to say. They pay, so he is at the top. It is the first one.
The first thing people click on, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's a murderer, and he hurts kids."
And mind you, not only one, they make numerous sites. So like the first 2 to 3 spots are all Scientology based websites.
Scientology propaganda. And
then when you keep scrolling down, then it gets to their Instagram, their Facebook, YouTube, things like that. But I'm like, the amount of money Scientology is sinking into hating people, save that money. Save those, what is it?
Well, that's
therapy session money.
That's because they will lead to their demise if they don't take down these SPTV people.
The thing is, they're not taking them down, they're getting stronger.
Oh, I know.
Because, I'm sorry, it's spreading.
I think within the next 10 years, Scientology's going to go kaput.
I would be shocked if it didn't, because things are coming to the surface.
Well, and there's protests, and the followings are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And I'm sorry, when you look at not only AA Ron, because there are a lot of other people that Mom follows as well that talk about this, they are creating a movement that I think is going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
I don't think they're at the point right now that they're going to take it down.
But it's building.
And like you said, in the next 5 to 10 years, shit's going to hit the fan. And I don't know, government's going to have to step in eventually. Because
obviously the police departments in that area are not doing anything.
They're getting paid off.
They're paid off.
And I'm sorry. Here's your this person paid for therapy this week. Here's some extra money to the police.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
I
like,
think that's exactly what it is. Because they even said, like, if Scientology makes a call to the police, they respond in, like, a second. Yet
mhm.
someone could be dying on the sidewalk and they won't be there for, like, 20 minutes.
That's so sad. And the thing is, like you said, it's only the police
Because
departments in those areas.
because some SPTV guy got
Yeah.
the shit kicked out of him, and
Nothing.
police didn't show up for, like, ever. It took them at least, like, I think it was, like, 3 to 5 minutes to get there.
And my
like,
thing is,
he was actively getting the crap pounded out of him.
how do you sleep at night as an officer knowing that you got paid off to do that?
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear, this is not all police officers. Like,
It's just the ones in this area.
it's these ones that are
I think
being
it's
paid
the,
off.
I think it's the California ones.
I think
I
that
don't
tends
even,
to be the main
I don't
one.
think it's Clearwater.
Yeah, but like it's shown then like on TikTok and YouTube, like you see videos of these
Oh, yeah.
officers going, nothing I can do, and I'm like, oh my god, these people, it's just horrible.
Mhm. What do you think really happened to Shelly Miscavige? Did David Miscavige kill his wife? Is Shelly really being held hostage in California on a Scientology's land? Or, lastly, is Shelly really safe and is just living and working safely within the church?
I don't know. I don't think I actually have an answer. I'd like to hope she's dead.
I feel like it's one or two.
I
That
think
he either killed her
yeah.
or she's trapped somewhere.
because I think if it's theory 3, people would be talking going, I've seen Shelly.
I think it's more likely that she's alive.
Yeah, that's
and
my
she's
fear.
trapped somewhere.
I'm very fearful that she is trapped in a bunker living her worst life. I would pray that she's hopefully dead just for her sanity.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine being told you're going to live out the rest of your life in a
Here.
bunker. Oh my God.
Well, especially because I'm sure it's similar to what the hole is.
Yeah.
Where it's minimal light, if any.
And my thing is, like, at that point, why keep her alive? Why do this to her? Like, what is the point? You're just torturing an innocent person.
Yep.
Yeah, that's upsetting to me. I'm very fearful she's alive. I'd like to hope she is dead. I don't feel like theory 3's... I just feel like people would be talking.
I feel like somebody would have seen her.
Yeah.
And it would have slipped out somewhere.
Yeah, and my thing is, like, to be told, like, when people go, well, where is she? And people go, and, like, no comment.
They skirt the comments.
Yeah, my thing is, if you have nothing to hide and she's truly in there,
then why don't you speak out about it?
yeah, that's my thing. So, like, I feel like if she was alive and working within
it would be said.
The religion, it'd be talked about. And my thing, then David would have nothing to hide.
Correct.
Why, David, why don't you step out and talk about her? So, clearly there's something to hide, whether she's trapped or she's dead.
All right, guys. Please remember to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at Conspiracy Podcast 1. And remember to tune in for next week's episode, which will be posted on Wednesday. Bye, guys.
See ya.